So yeah, what's up guys? In today's video, I will show you how to set up monitoring cluster for Kubernetes in less than 5 minutes. So in today's video, you will learn how to install Prometheus CRDs using Helm, how to install VictoriaMetrics Stack using Helm, and we will connect VictoriaMetrics to Grafana and we'll check in Grafana our metrics. So let's overview of architecture, what we will deploy. So we will deploy VM single, it's time series database Prometheus alternative, VM agent, it's metric collector, replacement for Prometheus agents, of course Grafana to visualize our metrics, and operator CRDs, it's custom resource definition for managing the stack. I will explain later why we need this. But why VictoriaMetrics? Why not just to deploy Kubernetes stack? And I will answer to you. VictoriaMetrics has better compression, lower costs, and it's fully compatible with Prometheus. So it's the same as Prometheus, but better. So why not to use better tools than just Prometheus? So you can ask me why we need to install Prometheus CRDs if we use VictoriaMetrics, how it's related. It's a great question because VictoriaMetrics operator fully compatible with Prometheus CRDs. VictoriaMetrics has their own proprietary CRDs like VM alert, etc., etc., etc. But a lot of applications nowadays use Prometheus CRDs like Service Monitor or Pod Monitor, and in future video we will use those CRDs. So for example, we have Nginx controller or like Cert Manager, Argo CD, some database operators like Cloud Native PG, for example. So this operator use Prometheus CRDs, not VictoriaMetrics CRDs. So to make it fully compatible with Prometheus, we need to install CRDs from Prometheus. That's why we need to deploy this operator. So what CRDs from Prometheus provide? Service Monitor, it's auto discovery and scrape Kubernetes services. Pod Monitor, it's also auto discovery but for pod directly. Probe, it's black box monitoring probes. Prometheus rules, it's alerting and recording rules. So I think you are ready to deploy Prometheus and VictoriaMetrics to Kubernetes cluster. I will use Minikube cluster from previous videos. You can use any cluster that you want, GKE, EKS, like Kind, Minikube. It will work at any cluster. Of course, you need Helm third version to deploy it, and kubectl to make port forward, or just use Lens. So okay, first of all, we need to add repos. Yeah, we need to add repos for Prometheus and for VictoriaMetrics. And if you have these repos, you can write Helm repo updates, and it will pull latest version for Prometheus and Victoria. So next, we need to find available versions. So for example, you can write Helm search repo, and it will show you latest version. Of course, if you made command to pull latest version. For example, let's execute this command. And as you can see, latest version 25. One more interesting command that I use, it's Helm show values. It will show current values of current version. Sometimes it's very useful to, like, if you want to check some Helm chart, you use this command and you see all default values that you can override or change. So in next step, we can deploy it. Like it successfully deployed. Yeah, I already did it, but it will work also for you. We use version that actual for me. We create namespace. Yeah, of course. So I think we don't need to create namespace. Like default namespace exists in any cluster. And upgrade install if you want to upgrade in future this Helm chart, like it's better to use upgrade install. It will work. So next thing, we need to install VictoriaMetrics Stack. It's the same as for Prometheus. We use Helm search repo. Let's execute this command. So the latest version is 0.66.1.1. Also to check default values, we can execute this command. We use default values for Prometheus operator because you just deploy CRDs. It's just CRDs. But for Victoria, we want to override some values. So let's check what we have in this VictoriaMetrics K8s stack.yaml. This is our configuration file. We have VM single. I think it's enabled by default. I changed retention period to 5 days. I think it's okay. You can increase it or decrease. It depends on your data. Also, I change requests and limits for memory and for CPU. Replica count 1. It's okay. Storage, I think it's access mode. It's default 1. Resources 30 giga storage. For local development, it's okay. So feel free to change, depends on your data. So extra arguments, logger format JSON, it means that output logs will be in JSON format. Max labels, it limits labels allowed per time series to 60. This helps prevent cardinality explosions and excessive memory usage. HTTP path prefix VMmetrics, we change prefix to all HTTP endpoints of VMmetrics, VM single. So max query len, this setting is for complex queries with many metrics or long time ranges. Ingress enable false, it's local development, it's local cluster, so probably I don't need it. Alerts for alert manager and VM alert, also I don't need it. VM agent, of course we enabled it. I think it's also enabled by default. I changed some limits and requests for CPU and memory. Next thing is Grafana. Persistent, I disable it because probably I don't need it. But in production, you should enable it because you lost dashboards after restart. So you need to enable it on production on development. But for local development, you just don't need it. And VM scrape also we just need it. Let's execute this command. We need to wait some time. I think I already deployed, but it needs some time to upgrade it. So let's wait. As you can see, it upgraded Grafana. So that's why you need to enable volume for production because it will restart Matrix Grafana every update. So keep it in mind. We can go to Grafana. We need go to container Grafana and we need this port. Let's port forward it. It will put random port. For us, it's okay. But where we can take password and username in environment variables or in secret. If you want to take it from environment variables, here's it, like security admin user and security admin password. Let's take, it's probably admin and admin password. Let's log in and here's our, like we deployed and here's our default dashboards. So let's check, for example, node exporter. It's kind of work. We have like operator, VictoriaMetrics operator information, single node. I think it's perfect. VM agent metrics. We have information, we have good information about Kubernetes, about Grafana, for example, about CRDs, API server. So I think from the box, it's good alternative to Kubernetes Stack. It just works. But what is more interesting than just dashboards or metrics? We go to it's VM single. We will pour forward it. And this is our VictoriaMetrics. If you remember, we changed in settings in extra arcs endpoint for VictoriaMetrics. So we will go to VictoriaMetrics. Yeah, it's single node VictoriaMetrics. And what is important of all of this information and the endpoints, it's VM UI. Let's go to VM UI. And it's something like Prometheus, where you can write some PromQL and check some metrics. But I think it's on steroids because of course you have query, you have raw query, you have a dashboard, you have tools like trace analyzer, query analyzer. But what is more important, yeah, of course, you can explore Prometheus metrics like this, where you can choose something and choose instance and certain metrics. But what is more important, it's explore cardinality. And yeah, it's perfect. Metrics with the highest number of series. So it's good for debug. For example, you have a lot of metrics and you just don't understand what where is the space. I don't have space. So what and this tool for VictoriaMetrics VMUI Cardinality Explorer, it show all metrics, and what is interesting, number of metrics, request count, and last request. So as DevOps engineer, I can check that API server, this first metrics, it has a lot of metrics like number of series, and it's like nobody cares about this metric. So last request never, and request count 0. So I think we can just drop this metric, and it will increase our space and our performance. So this tool, it's yeah, of course. Also we can check number of zeros, some labels. Maybe we can drop some labels. I think that's why it's better than Prometheus. It shows it's better for debug. That's why it has cost optimization, because you can drop like a lot of metrics that you don't actually use. And yeah, of course, you have also top queries. You can analyze this somehow. You can analyze this data and understand that like we have some most queries, and maybe we can optimize it somehow. I think this is like this is perfect for FinOps and for DevOps engineer, also for developers to understand their metrics for better debug, and yeah, like that's why it's better than just Prometheus and Kubernetes Stack. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please leave like and subscribe. So see you in next video.